In this video, I'm going to show you how I install a Navitas controller on this 2019 EZGO RXV. Now, this video applies for all 2012, mid-2012 and up RXVs with the Curtis controller. Now, replacing the controller is probably pretty self-explanatory, but somebody might want to just watch a video of one being installed and see how all the wires are laid out and how I do that. And not just that, we're going to add a heavy-duty solenoid. The OEM one works just fine, but I do have a battery that allows for a 400 amp discharge, and I want to use that, so I'm going to use a heavy-duty solenoid for that. Now, this is an Elite model cart, which is a factory lithium cart. I do have a lead acid harness to enable me for aftermarket batteries to be used, but visually it's still all the same. And now this RXV does have the body off just for demonstration. I will have a follow-up video on how to program these controllers via Bluetooth, because these do not come pre-programmed properly from the factory. So look out for that video. And now we're gonna get to removing everything. Make sure your battery is disconnected or turned off. So let's get to this. So I just ran into an odd issue. This fin right here is interfering with installing the controller. You see it doesn't fit flat. It's actually hitting that fin, so I'm gonna need to Dremel that out. So, I mean, pretty easy, but first I'm gonna encounter that. And so it's not bad, I'm just gonna do it with one hand here. That's all it needs. All right, I got the controller mounted. I got all the motor wires installed. Here's how the resistor looks. That's where the resistor goes, and time to mount the solenoid and the battery wires. Now, I do mount the new solenoid right where the old one used to be. You do want to get as close to the controller as you can, because the seat goes down right here, and before you slap the seat down, you want to make sure there's no interference and there's still clearance above here. And you also want to mount it more this way, just so this wire right here, you have more clearance. And the hardware I used to mount it is just some self drillers, and they seem to work just fine. So let's get this mounted. All right, beautiful. Now, continuing the installation, we're going to install the battery wires. These battery wires I made off camera, not that hard to make. So the battery, the ring terminal is 5/16 on this, and then the solenoid is 3/8 ring terminal. So you know. And I like to connect the battery positive on this end. It's going to be swiveled like that, because it looks better. And we'll also need to change the ring terminal on this to a 3/8. This is 5/16. Okay, just like that. Now it's time to do this side. 3/8 on this side. And here's the other side of the resistor. You can mount it on the solenoid there, but I mean, we could just mount it right here, so we don't have to change the ring terminal. And when you do tighten this, make sure this wire just push that way a little bit more, because the body's going to go right here. So we probably might need to trim the body a little bit in order to clear this wire. Now the negative wire, it's going to be 5/16 for both ends, and you can go even smaller on the controller. That's M6. Now this is in a little bit of a tight spot, so you might need to bend this one a little bit. Okay, you bend up this copper terminal a little bit just so it's not rubbing against the body terribly. Okay, that's it. And now on to the solenoid coil wires. And I did forget to mention, you don't need the diode and you don't need the resistor. Okay, now it's time to get everything tightened down here. So I did use blue 2 gauge. I mean blue just because it looks cool, and 2 gauge is adequate. This is just a 2-seater, a light duty 2-seater. If you do a 4-seater or something extra with more payload, I mean, you could go bigger, but this is adequate. And that's going to wrap up this video on installing a Navitas controller on this RXV. I got the body on, and this is what I was saying by trimming the body a little bit to clear that wire. And I also trimmed this so it fits nicely. I moved that reverse buzzer over, and this is how it's properly done. You got the toe switch right there. And yeah, and I am going to have a follow-up video on how to program one of these, and stay tuned for this build, because this build is going to be really sweet. It's going to have speakers, subwoofer, backup camera, all that. So stay tuned for all that, and thanks for watching.